Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Empowered with Gina podcast. And I have a dynamic duo to introduce you to. My first time ever having sisters on the show. Let me introduce you all to Joline and Celine Nehoray.
Hi, Gina.
Hello, Gina. Thanks for having us.
I'm so happy you're here,
We're
friends.
so excited to chat, and I get to stare at your beautiful boss woman
Oh
face
my
across from me.
Gosh, it's like we're looking in a mirror.
Lucky us.
Okay, I always start asking my guests 3 adjectives to describe yourselves.
Ooh,
First, who's older?
that's fun.
She is.
Oh,
You can go first.
You're older. Okay. Older first.
Oh
3
my
adjectives
gosh.
describe yourself.
Yeah.
No wrong answers, by the way.
Can
We can do each other's.
Yeah, can we do each other's?
Oh, okay.
Okay, 'cause I
Remix.
think that'll be more accurate.
Fine. Go.
I'll go for my older sister. Spiritual, selfless, and caring.
You guys.
Oh, that was sweet. I have better ones for my sister, though. I will say reliable, powerful, and kind-hearted.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So,
Mhm.
sisters, so you could take turns answering. Where did you grow up?
They're going to be the same answers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I did everything she did. We grew up in Beverly Hills. She went to USC. Naturally, I went to USC.
Yeah, fight on. It was amazing.
And
We
the
had
age difference?
5 years.
But you guys look like not. I thought you were twins.
Mhm.
So lucky.
Yeah,
Gosh,
a lot of
so
people
lucky.
do.
Okay, so talk to me. You both went to USC. You had was it a traditional upbringing here in Los Angeles?
Yes,
Yeah,
very much so.
pretty much.
Only
Same private
children,
school.
like no other siblings?
Just us. The same private school for 13 years, then straight off to USC. And my sister studied communications and entrepreneurship. So
Nice.
that's what I did as well.
All
That's what I
right.
picked up naturally.
It's like we knew we were going to work together and had to make sure that we were perfectly in alignment with
Have
our
the same
majors.
exact
Yeah.
like Wikipedia history.
Yeah.
Wow. And okay, so you're here because you are business owners of an incredible lingerie shop run out of Beverly
Oh,
Hills,
thank you.
which we're going to get to. But in college or when you were at that age, did you know who had the entrepreneurial spirit? Were you talking about it then, or how did that come up?
I think we both naturally did. I don't know if we had a direct conversation about it, but we
Mhm.
both always gravitated towards being creative, and we were both super confident, and we loved like everything fashion and being in the
Mm.
women's field and stuff like that. Like our mom is super fashionable and like entrepreneurial in her own sense.
Are your
So we
parents
would
business owners?
both admire it.
No, my mom is just
No.
like a creative, strong woman.
Yes.
That would like if she were to have, you know, a more traditional career other than like the mom
Yeah.
life that she chose, it would be probably something where she could express creativity and in fashion and
Yeah.
But I think my sister had the entrepreneurial spirit before. Obviously, she graduated first, so she
Sure.
was in the real world first, looking for her reason and her purpose.
Yeah.
And I went to USC pre-med just for the first
Yes.
first semester, and
And then
My
changed.
sister's a
and then
genius
it
student.
changed. It changed.
My sister's a
quick.
straight A.
I
I mean,
amazing,
pre-med,
amazing student.
USC. Yeah,
She
you're
was
smart.
rocking
I mean,
it.
I was a little blindsided by what that meant when I got there, and at the same time, my sister had graduated, and we just fell into this. She called
Yeah.
me one night, and I remember being already like so ready to switch my major and find something new, find a new passion, and she's like, me and Daddy were
Thoughts?
talking. We have an
Yeah.
idea, thoughts.
So you were
Let's
talking to
do
your
it.
dad about this idea.
So yeah, when I graduated, I was just like perplexed on where to go. People, once you graduate, people like to tell you what to do.
Of course.
They're like, you love people, just work in PR. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would actually like sitting behind a computer and sending emails all day, but sure. And they're like, okay, you should do marketing. Like I tried so many different jobs based on what direction people around me kind of wanted to give me. And then I'm like, you know what? I really just want to do something like just fun and meaningful and scalable and something you can take global. And I called my sister and I was like, do you think we should do you think we should go into fashion? And why we did choose to do this is because it speaks to our souls. Like we really love like clothing, self-expression, like self-care, self-confidence, all of
Mhm.
those things. But we also thought it was a really like scalable business, if that makes sense. Like
And
we
at
didn't
this
think
point, it was just fashion.
just fashion.
You
Yeah.
weren't thinking lingerie yet.
No, but we knew we needed to find a niche. And my
niche.
sister, when
Mhm.
she was going to USC, and similarly when I was going to USC, a lot of girls were wearing cute little bralettes with leather jackets and blazers. It was like it was a whole
the time.
era.
Like 2016 was like busting out the old Victoria's Secret and trying to wear it out. Now it's a whole movement. Now we don't have to convince people to wear lingerie out. Thankfully.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah. So that was like so fun. We got to talk about it and we were like, okay, what's our niche going to be? How is this going to work? And it was really quick to figure it out together, which was nice. And we were just ready to rock and roll. My sister was like in school and working.
Which was perfect. It was like guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Having a whole college, having a whole like university of people
and also
to market to. It's
easy.
Guerrilla marketing.
Wow.
Yeah. And I will say, being in LA, I've noticed we are surrounded by so many amazing, capable founders, like female founders, male founders. It's such an entrepreneurial city that it almost felt natural to us to be like, okay, we're going to do something on our own and do it. We got to connect with so many people.
A lot of founders. They gave us great advice, such good mentors. Now when people come to us for advice, we know how valuable it is. Even if it's like a small answer to like a Shopify question, we just know how valuable it is because we needed that.
Absolutely.
When we were 18 and 23 starting the brand.
Yeah. Because there's a lot that you need to learn. Like when you're that young, especially, and like obviously technology has advanced in the past 6, 7, 8 years. But 8 years ago, when we really sat down to figure things out, we had to Google so many different things. We had to do so much trial and error, like the smallest little things of like, who's going to make our boxes? Like, who do we trust? How many do we get?
Interesting.
How do we brand them?
Because everybody has the big business idea and it sounds good and I can do it and this, that. But the day-to-day, like, so where do we get boxes from?
Yeah.
Thankfully, we had each other for that.
Yeah.
And I know you have more questions to get to.
No, it's fine. This is part of it because the reason why I would love to continue talking about this is people are listening to this who are interested in starting their own business. Maybe they're coming out of career or school or whatever, but you guys literally started it from nothing. You were much younger, which in and of itself is kind of an obstacle. You're so young. What do you know? People would maybe dismiss
kind of bittersweet though.
Tell me about that.
I think you are willing to learn more when you're younger. I think as you grow older, naturally you become a little bit more, not stubborn, but used to the information you have and know and kind of who you get it from. When you're younger, you're a lot more curious.
Sure.
Yeah. And receptive to new information.
Sure.
And receptive to criticism and receptive to feedback. So
I love that.
When we meet young founders, I always find that they're very, very curious and ready for information. They're a little bit less stubborn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So then tell me how you came up with the name of your business and the first piece, or how did it work? Like when you finally said, we're launching, we're publishing, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, as simple as like Beverly Hills speaks to us, we weren't going to come up with some random name that we were going to get no traction from, no SEO from. And it was available. Simply put, we were like, how is this available? We didn't have to buy it off of anyone.
Yeah, we're like, this is God sent. How has nobody done
and
this?
It's Beverly Hills
Lingerie.com.
Stop.
Yeah, trademarked and all. Like it was
what year was
not
that?
used. That was 2018 when we trademarked.
Yeah.
Which is not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
The fact that it was totally unused was crazy.
Victoria's Secret missed that mark.
I know.
And we started diving in by going to the trade shows in Las Vegas before we launched, and we just learned as much as we could about the market.
Trade shows?
Yeah, lingerie trade shows. We met so many people. We met manufacturers. We met private labelers. Wow. We met so many people, and we just started
doing market
research, and picked manufacturers there. And we spent like a year and a half doing research before actually launching.
Interesting.
Yeah. I will say people should take their time when they're launching.
That's what I was going to ask.
For many reasons.
Okay.
You can't take back what you put out at the beginning of your brand. So especially at the beginning, you're going to want your whole entire community, your friends, your schools, your alumni associations. You're going to want everyone's feedback.
To support and follow along and be interested.
And share your brand.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the foot you put forward first is so important. Like you can't take it back. Make sure your branding is like at least an 8 or 9 out of 10. It's never going to be 10 out of 10, but make sure it's exceptional. Make sure like you're ready for feedback. Make sure you're ready for mistakes. Make sure you're ready to like fulfill every single order before, the shipment time, like just everything.
I know this is contradictory to the common advice of like, just start. There's no right time.
That's what I was going to say.
Everyone says like, just start, just put it out there, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's a balance, obviously. Exactly. Like I also believe that. And there are times where I do also suggest that and say that. But when you really want, just put out a good product. That's all. That's what sells.
Something you can stand by because like you said, you cannot take
you can't take it back. No. And also, a lot of people are like, oh, what's that recipe to success? And we would study brands and do so much competitive analysis to say, okay, why did that brand do better? And why is that brand in so many more stores than the other? And why does that brand have more press hits? And then you really realize a recipe to success is like every single thing. Like, you have to do your marketing correctly. You have to do your PR correctly. Like, you have to have a good wholesale rep. Like, you really need everything to be able to scale the brand. So
But you
there's
didn't
not
start
like
that
one
way.
thing. We kind of did, though, because we really did
We sat in
focus
our
on
laptops for a
everything.
year and a
Yeah.
half learning.
Yeah, we did. So we were
Were you
ready.
both wearing multiple hats when you launched,
Yes.
though, or you
All
had
of them.
people in place already?
All of
No,
the
all
hats.
of
That's what I was
them.
going to say,
We knew how to do A to Z ourselves.
which is so vital when you
Yeah.
are launching a business.
Yeah.
And this is one of the mistakes I think you'll agree that people who start businesses make. They try to bring
They start
on a
hiring.
team
Yeah.
versus learning how to send the email to that person and lick the envelopes and write and
100%.
do the appointments.
Yeah, that's not an entrepreneur.
A
No.
to
Hiring
Z.
at the beginning is not the definition of
No.
an entrepreneur.
I don't think anyone can grow your brand as well as you can. And that those beginning
Absolutely.
forefronts, especially the first year or two, is so important that you know how to do everything.
Everything.
And you're not afraid to like get on your knees and do things. Like,
Absolutely.
just
that
do
our
it.
mom was like cutting strings
Yeah.
off
But
before
that's-
our last,
that's how
our first pop-up.
The
She was
greatest,
like,
yeah. That's how the
we
most
had
successful
a
businesses.
manufacturer send us our bodysuits with like unfinished seams, and she
It
was
was
literally
crazy.
sitting
Yeah.
on the floor, maybe at 1 a.m.
Yeah, with like
with little
1,000
scissors.
pieces of bodysuits, all with unfinished seams. We couldn't believe
But
it.
that's what makes us and makes the brands. Like, these are the moments. You know,
Yeah.
this is
Absolutely
you put
definitive.
in. Yeah,
And a lot of our favorite brands that we really admire, the founders are so humble and so powerful.
and
Like,
they all have
will-
stories like
they all
that.
have
It's
stories
always
like
like
us,
I
yeah.
started out of the garage. It's not
Oh.
like I started with millions of dollars and I fundraised and I hired everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works too, but a lot of the time, like
yeah.
the best stories when the founders really attached and really there. from
Yeah.
the
Rolled their
beginning.
sleeves up and
100%,
did
yeah.
it.
Yes.
They're like emotionally
yes.
attacked to their emotionally
Yeah.
attached
Yeah.
to their product and their mission statement and, you know, the emotions their brand should inflict on people and
Sure.
stuff like that.
So I want to touch on how COVID affected you, because COVID is just another obstacle that could
Yeah.
come out of business.
Yeah.
COVID is a very extreme example, but
Yeah.
as business owners, how did you pivot and or quickly decide how to address the situation?
COVID was a good time for us. In our
Was?
brand. It was a good time.
See what we learned?
Yes.
People were staying home and were buying clothes to wear at home.
Yeah.
You see?
And
Lingerie,
it also gave us a
pajamas.
chance to like build the community aspect, which of course every brand is always building, but we started like a Beverly Hills Lingerie blog and diary. And
We got all of
had
our
a lot
press
of writers.
kits.
We had all
press
of the
hits.
organic Vogue,
Really?
Forbes, GQ, everything was
All in
then.
COVID. Yeah.
Because
the
you had that time,
stay-at-home
that special time.
Oh,
Isn't that
yeah.
something?
We were just connecting
And
with people.
it gave us a chance because our manufacturers in China had already shut down,
Oh.
like in January.
Ugh.
So we had like until March when LA shut down
Mm.
to find manufacturer in Los Angeles. And now we make in Los Angeles with way higher quality items.
yeah.
fabrics,
American
materials.
source.
Exactly.
American source,
Now it's made
yeah.
in downtown Los Angeles.
You-
It's very high quality. It was so meant to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, we pay
I
higher prices.
love,
Like,
but,
way
but
higher,
the fact
but
that you stand
so
by
meant to
that,
be.
Yeah.
because
But
of
yeah,
the
we thought
quality.
it was going to be temporary, and obviously we just want it to stick, and we haven't made in China since.
Yeah.
So today, how many pieces do you have? Like styles, I guess, of
I think
different
we've
pieces.
had like over 50 SKUs since we started.
SKUs are,
Yes.
what does a SKU mean for people who don't know?
Let's say like a color ray between a product. So we could have one product that comes in like 3 different colors.
Got it.
So
Okay, like a bikini top or something. You have that in different colors.
exactly. So
Got
they'd
it.
all be different SKUs.
So you
Yeah.
have 50 of those.
Or
And-
more at this
Or
point.
more, yeah.
And then how often do you put more designs into your inventory, or how what's that process like?
Yeah, we don't like to follow the traditional like seasons, because if we can't keep up or we can't commit,
You don't want to
we
sit on
just
too
want
much
to have the
inventory
freedom.
when
Yeah,
you're in
so we do
clothing.
drops once or twice a year.
Okay. At your pace. It's not
Yes,
seasonally
exactly,
directed.
Yes.
Exactly. Also, it being lingerie, there's no struggle to keep up with like a ready to
How
wear
interesting.
calendar.
Yeah, it's fun. We're not a seasonal brand. Like,
Yeah.
people are always buying robes, pajamas, bralettes, panties.
And we'll
It's-
launch like a new product here and there. Like
Yeah.
we have this really cool intimacy card deck that is selling like crazy. People love this.
yeah.
And it's
really-
like
Hard to-
cards you
Really
ask your
fun.
partner, sets the mood. It,
Oh, how
like,
fun.
Yeah, and like we'll drop that occasionally. We've dropped
Fab.
candles here and there.
Yeah, we'll do new
We'll
candle
come out with
scents all the
things.
time. We launched like a body candle a few years ago. That's
Oh
really
my God.
cute. Like,
What's your
shaped
top-
as a
female
body.
figurine.
What's your top selling item?
Recently, it's been this card deck. That's why it came to mind.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of male purchasers.
For
that.
fabulous. Even better. See,
Widening
men,
the
women, and
audience.
everyone
Yes.
can purchase this. This is so good.
Yeah, it's great.
Any time of the year too, by the way.
Mhm.
So talk to me about marketing and how you have found being online, social media, et cetera. How does that affect what you do and how you get your brand out there?
Mhm.
I think social media is really, really powerful when you use it the right way.
Yes.
So if you're able to target the right people to market your brand, like first, of course, do amazing photo shoots that speak to your brand mission. Like we like to be the brand like for the edgy and the elegant. So all the photo shoots that we conduct in-house have both of those going for them. They'll be edgy, but they'll be elegant. They'll kind of turn heads, but they won't be too risky. And then when it comes to finding people to market your brand for you, you have to be in alignment with the people that you hire. So let's say you're, sending product to a model or an influencer, like they need to be fashion based. Like let's say they're a health influencer, they're not going to get you the right sales or, they're not going to be the right person to market your brand. So
Yeah,
people
it's
need
just
to
finding alignment.
Yeah, people need to be in alignment with who they, gift to and work with and stuff like that. So we're very meticulous with how we do our marketing.
I just love this because it's like I'm talking to one person, it seems, but there's two people with two brains, and I know what you bring to the table to make this business work. But it's pretty amazing because I'm like, they're like basically the same entity running this
That's
thing.
why it works.
That's why it works.
Sure. I was also going to touch upon offline marketing.
Yeah.
You're your own best influencer and ambassador. Definitely the first couple of years, we were our best salespeople.
Absolutely.
For sure. We're selling the brand. We're selling our confidence in the brand and how much we believe in the brand and why you should believe in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so many like in-person experiences, events, parties, pop-ups that we did.
So many. We did so many events.
Offline marketing is just as important.
And offline is in-person events, stuff like that.
Showing up places.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that?
100%.
Love. We love like carrying our business card with a discount and
we love talking
we talk
about
to someone and we're like, hey, take a
Oh,
card.
it's so good to see people so passionate about their business and excited by it.
And that's why I was going to say for everybody listening who has a passion and wants to start a business, one of the most important things you could ever do is actually believe in your product so much. And if you don't, and you really want to start a brand or start a service, whatever you're going to start, just make sure you believe in it so much that when you're out at a restaurant and someone's talking to you and they're like, oh, so what do? You are so excited to share everything with them and have them share it with their people because it really does matter.
It sure does. The the energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if you're not believing in your stuff, you're communicating that you're not believing.
100%.
No one else should.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Is that how you feel about law and what you do?
About my life, generally.
Yeah.
Because I don't separate my life and business. I don't use work-life balance term because that implies that one has to take the place of the other. I think it's all globally one thing.
I agree with that.
And it's just a trade-off of, okay, well, I'm choosing to invest my time with the kids or traveling or on a project or working, whatever. That is absolutely in somehow, some way benefiting the other parts of my life.
Love that.
I'm never separate.
So a lot of the most successful people that I admire don't do a very hard stop between like work and life balance. They kind of let work fuel their life and have life fuel their work. And everything is like this big intertwined puzzle piece and it works.
And that's
like
the secret.
Everything comes full circle. And I really think that's the secret.
That is one of the how do you do it as a woman? Listen, it
all flows.
It flows. And I'm just me getting through this life the best way I know how. But I know the external pressures that are put on us through culture, through family, through upbringing, through society,
which we get,
all of us, is so heavy and external. So what can I do to alleviate that? Well, I'm not going to believe in balance. Oh my God, you're never going to be balanced.
Right. Or like splitting your time or
no,
like putting a
I don't split anything. I choose my time.
100%.
Yeah. It's power-based versus lacking mindset.
Right.
The two difference.
Right.
That's all it is. So
you have control over everything.
100% control of my life. Everything, right? And so, well, you're not picking your kids up. No, I'm not. I have someone else picking them up for school.
But you'll see them soon.
I'm going to see them when I'm going to see them.
Yeah.
I'm doing something that fulfills me and I'm so happy to do it.
And then you're going to be a better mom when you see them later.
So happy to see them. I'm not resentful. I'm not exhausted and I don't have any time for myself. No.
The best part about all of this is being present.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I think when people choose to integrate their life into their work and their work into their life, they are so present because they're not waiting for something to end.
Right.
They're not
Exactly.
waiting for work to end so that they could go pick up
Yep,
their kids.
absolutely.
They think, okay, I'm choosing to work. I can stop whenever I want today. Let's say if they are an entrepreneur, and I can go do what I want,
Yes.
and it
I'll
all
be a
flows
better
together.
person doing
That's
every
right.
single
Yeah.
thing in my life.
And
Yeah.
that's not to say that I feel like great about it. No, because I still have stuff that I was programmed with,
Right.
the mom guilt, the stuff that's not real, I
course.
now realize. But the remnants of that like PTSD
Totally.
responses, it can be
Totally.
there. Okay. And so to conclude, talk to me about failure, because you have failed probably more than you succeed, like any business person.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
But that will stop people in their tracks. What can you advise people listening who are inspired by you, how you deal with failure?
Well, we didn't have an option when we'd come
Yeah.
across those things because we were sitting on so much inventory all the time.
Yeah, we're like, figure
we
it out.
definitely would not have that option when we came to those roadblocks. That would definitely force us to figure it out. Like sitting on boxes and boxes and boxes at our parents' house when we'd get into an argument or whatever, there was just no choice. There was no
Yeah.
option. And these are more general. I guess these are more vague, but at least speaking for myself, we knew that this was what we wanted to do. We knew that this was the career, this was the lifestyle for us. Obviously that can change, but like at the time and for the time being, for sure, this fits our lifestyle. It fits our sisterhood. It
Yeah.
fits like our
Everything.
passions. It
Yeah.
fulfills so many parts of what we want to do and so many parts of us and our desires. So it just wasn't an option. You kind of just move on and every day's a new day and try to fix it. That was vague in general, but
No, but it is a good rule to remember.
And I was going to say, in terms of failure, you kind of do want to fail to see what works. So let's say you run a campaign and it doesn't, get the feedback that you wanted it to get. That's great. So do something else. And
feedback is the best.
Feedback
Thank
is
God
the
for
best,
feedback,
yeah.
for negative
But
feedback.
what if it doesn't feel good and I'm embarrassed and I look like an idiot and I tried this
Well,
thing
it
and I
can't be
wasted
that
all this
personal.
money?
It can't be that emotional.
Yeah, everybody is living in their own reality. You think that people are talking about the campaign you put out for a week. They're really not. They have so many other things to think about. Like, just do it, let it pass, and then the next big thing is coming. Like, there's a million brands on the internet, a million people, a million founders. Like, we're overconsumed with data. Just do your best.
Yeah, no one cares as much as you care.
No one cares,
And you
yeah.
can't let yourself, I
That's
mean, then
right.
how
You can't beat yourself
how does
up at all.
anyone move forward in life if
Yeah.
they get beat down from every roadblock or failure?
You see? And that's why you're here, because most people will get stopped and caught up in the ego of it all. But you're a perfect example of, no, you just keep going. They're
Yeah.
just lessons.
It's great.
And if it's
You wanna
something you're
hear it.
passionate about, like you said, that's going to be the drive that's going to push you
Mhm.
through
Right.
all of it.
Right.
So how can people contact you and more importantly, buy your products?
Aw,
Thanks.
BeverlyHillsLingerie.com is where you can find our shop. And please reach out on Instagram at Beverly Hills Lingerie if we can answer any questions or
Yes.
if you want to tell us if you like the show.
I
Thanks
hope
for
people get to
listening.
meet you guys because the energy is so wonderful. And then
Aw.
Thank you.
Coming
business
from
owners,
you.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're exceptional.
But the
Gina, really.
sisterhood, like that, it's just like, oh, they're doing it.
Aw,
It
thank
can
you.
happen.
Yeah,
Aw.
thank you.
So I appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. We're going to
Thank
put all of the
you.
information in the caption for you guys to read.
Yay.
Follow them, buy from them, support. This is who you want to support, not the
Aw,
big
thank
businesses.
you.
They're a big business, but you know what I mean.
Thank
You want to support them. So I would love to have you back and talk part 2 about your journey.
I
We'd
could chat
love
with you
to.
forever.
I know.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank
You're
you, friends.
incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.